The VAdio show is brought to you by We Care Transport for Kids and Platforms Shoe Boutique.
Boy, you're sure in a hurt. You think you can treat me like dirt and then get away with it, honey. Well, you got another thing coming out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are back to your favorite show, the People's Show, the VAdio Show. And you know I like to name my episodes. We don't do a lot of part twos, but I think this one is necessary. We call this one Motivational Living, Part 2. And I think it's very important to do the Part 2 because we got to learn to teach each other. We got to learn to uplift each other, and it's very important to carry on that legacy of knowledge, and not just knowledge being power, but applied knowledge. And I've got someone here that's going to help us out along this journey. Introduce yourself, Mr. Early.
Early Jackson from New Direction Coaching Associates right here in Hampton Roads. And Trevor, I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I'm going to shake your hand. You got to shake a man's hand once you start things off. Well, I'm going to start this thing off, man. Just what made you want to become a life coach, as you call it? Like, what made you want to do this? You know, I know you got problems of your own. You got things of your own you got to handle. Right. It's got to be very, it can be taxing on you to try to take on other people and help other people out with their issues. What made you want to do that?
The thing that brought me into this particular field of life coaching was actually trauma in my life. Mm-hmm. I was going through a bitter divorce. I had been married 10 and a half years and was going through a time where things had gotten darker than they've ever been for me.
Gotcha.
And I ended up seeking out the help of a life coach. Mm-hmm. I went kind of a different route from counseling. I wanted someone that could really help me get some principles going in my life. And I think that's the big thing that people miss about life coaching versus counseling. Mm-hmm. It's not someone just going over your situation as in a therapy session.
Right.
It's helping you figure out what happened and now what needs to happen for you to be better.
I had asked my pastor a little bit ago, how do we, instead of feeding the homeless, how do we teach the homeless to feed themselves? Like, how do we do that? So in a sense, that's it. You're teaching them how to fish to where I can give you this and you can go and carry it on yourself, right?
Absolutely. Oh. And it's about empowering. Mm-hmm. That's a loaded word. When you talk about empowerment, you're talking about somebody showing you that you've always had the goods. Mm-hmm. You just didn't know how to turn it on. Right. Versus help. Help means there's a deficiency. When you help someone, you're basically saying you're below me and I'm going to lift you up.
Right. I'm going to look out for you, brother. No problem. Right.
Empowerment is, it puts us on equal playing ground. And it says, you know what? You're awesome. You're great. You have tremendous potential. You just didn't know where the switch was. Once I show you the faucet, you can turn that thing on and off yourself.
Yeah. And I think that's extremely important because in this day and age, everybody points the finger. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to take any accountability for anything. Right. And I think that's part of our issue. Instead of us checking ourselves and changing ourselves. And like I said about this show, I may not be able to change the world, but I can start from my own corner. And hopefully we can make that contagious. Now, there's a difference. I call the show Motivational Living because, I know you speak to people, you help other people, empower other people rather, until I use help. But I know that you also live this. You do certain things in the community to show this by example. What are some of the things that you do or that you're doing?
Well, one of the biggest things that we've been involved in here lately was working with a nonprofit called Wave City Care. Okay. And we had this program called Jobs for Life because a lot of people, they're having to start over. I mean, it's hitting, the recession is affecting people in so many different ways. Yeah. So you got people with a master's degree starting over, and they're in line competing for a job that's a cashier at a restaurant.
Yeah,
because
man.
there's just not enough jobs per capita for the people that need them. So Jobs for Life is a 10-week program that helps you retool yourself. It's almost rebranding who you are. We walk them through everything from picking a better email address, because they can't have that dude at hotmail.com.
Not a good look.
Right, you know, to addressing how their voicemails, how professional their voicemails sound, and what to do when you walk into an interview, shaking somebody's hand, eye contact, all the things that, you know, back in the day
was
really
basics.
didn't need.
Yeah,
you just got the job and you stayed there for 40 years, but now the whole economy has shifted. So we are having to help people retool themselves, especially in this military-heavy town.
But to be honest with you, man, because I had kind of ran into that, you'd be amazed how much people don't know when it comes to presenting themselves.
Exactly.
Sometimes it seems to me, and I got to step back, it seems to me that these things should be basic. What has happened in your, expertise to society to where, because I mean, honestly, let's say 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when you went to go get a job, these are things that, you make sure you was dressed properly. You were more respectful. You shook people's hand, but now you have to teach people these things. Where's the breakdown? What happened?
I believe personally it comes from our BS.
Okay.
I'm talking about belief systems.
Okay, I like that.
Because our belief system, think about it like this. You're born into this thing called a family.
Yeah.
Functional or dysfunctional, that's your learning center.
Right, true.
Your first teachers are the environment that you have your first 6 years of life. Once that cement settles, now we have this appetite for different things that are dysfunctional, but they're part of who we are. They're our culture, our individual culture. And then we get jobs, or we try to get jobs.
Gotcha.
And then when you add in the mix that the media is influencing what we accept or don't accept. So
don't get me started on that.
But for instance, we were at a drive-through getting some fast food, and the lady at the register was an older lady, and I could tell that the tattoo on her neck was a little older. And it was this guy's name. And the sad reality is, I bet dimes to dollars that she's not even with Jaheim.
Yeah.
But now she's permanently scarred.
Branded,
with this.
yeah.
But on television, people with tattoos get good jobs.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that someone that has a tattoo can't get a good job.
in real life,
real life,
it's hard.
You're probably not going to be at a mutual funds company with a big tattoo going around your neck.
Right.
So I think that, to answer your question, a lot of it comes from the conditioning that we've received.
The fiction addiction. I call it a fiction addiction, and it's a motivated ignorance that we're being pushed out. Because we'll see these things. It's very entertaining on TV, but when tried in real life, we may listen to Lil Wayne or whomever. I hate popping his name up every time, but that's the first person I think about. Sorry, Wayne, but not really. You listen to this, and these kids go out and they try these things, you know what I mean? Whether it be gangbanging, whether it be disrespecting women and things like that. And the results aren't the same as it was on that CD.
You know what? In the video, and when they have that slow motion frame on you, everything looks cool.
Looks very cool.
But you know what? When bills start rolling in, and I say it like this, people tend to buy their wants and beg their needs.
Nice, yeah, they do.
And what happens is it creates this vacuum of just common sense in the family.
Yeah.
So now you have moms and dads who are trying to ball out of control and live like the Joneses, and it's a facade. It's something that's never going to be attained because it's not real.
And you don't have to verbally say that to your kids, but they see the blueprint and they follow that.
Yep.
And it makes matters much worse. But I'm going to get into something a little deeper on that on the next segment. We got to go to a commercial break. Got a few bills to pay. Y'all better not touch that dial. I'm knocking on your door. See you after the break. A message from one of our proud sponsors.
I need it, I want it, I gotta have it. Platform, high-class shoes at a low cost.
Your shoe experience awaits. Platform Shoe Boutique and the Gentleman's Closet is your place for quality, high fashion, and trendy shoes. Located at 9622 Warwick Boulevard in the Hilton Shopping Center in Newport News. Check us out at platformsboutique.net. Platforms is your holiday VIP spot, specializing in VIP parties and private showings. We closed the boutique down just for you. Like us on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Shop online at our online store, platformsboutique.net.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the VAdio show with Rob Hill Sr. And I said I wanted to get into the things that you got going on, but on the break you were telling me, you know, I know you speak to a lot of celebrities, not only, you know, just the community, but it's a lot of people that look up to and listen to what you have to say. And from a standpoint of somebody sitting on the couch watching these guys on TV, you made a good point. Those people need to hear that positivity too. Mm-hmm. Those people need that good word, because a lot of times, and I've fallen victim, you know, I'll cast, you know what, I don't even mess with him because he doing this, that, and the other, you know what I mean, whether it be Wayne or whomever, you know, I feel like they poison the community, but maybe nobody spoke to him and actually kicked it to him right. But talk about that a little bit.
Well, I was saying, a lot of those guys only have people, they have people around who need them, mm-hmm. you know, and that's why you'll hear every song complaining about loyalty, complaining about truth. Mm-hmm. I can never really be loyal to you if I need you.
Right.
I'm only loyal to my needs.
Right.
You know, you're helping me get
once
there.
they run out, then what?
A lot of them support and you know, follow the message because they need that truth too. Mm-hmm. They need somebody speaking life in them too. Mm-hmm. They need somebody who you know, we equate money to less problems, but we, you know, and those people have a lot of problems.
Yes, sir.
A lot going on, mm-hmm. And more often than not, they're underdeveloped as people. Right. You know, I always tell people we experience too soon and develop too late. Mm-hmm. So all this life has happened to them, mm-hmm. you know, but they need somebody to talk to. You know, they need somebody to you
keep
know,
it
hear
real.
them out. And just tell them some truth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, so just tell them some truth for once, because we got all these fillers. You know, we got all this other stuff going on, but it's rarely anything real, mm-hmm. or anything substantial, anything that can stay with you beyond just that moment. And that's my goal, from the person at the top to the person at the bottom.
We're all people, man. We're all people at the end of the day.
And we all feel, regardless of whether we want to admit it or not, mm-hmm. we all feel, mm-hmm. and things affect us. So it's my goal to meet people where they are. Help them find peace with where they are. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way we can move forward together.
Exactly.
You know, progressively.
That's
but
true.
If we just cast the entertainers out and say, man, we can't even reach them, they spewing this, they spewing that, then what we do is leave everybody that they affect to perish.
That's true too.
I can't give up.
I agree with you.
I don't care how much BS I think you're talking. The minute I get a chance to get in your ear, I'm going to make you think about something.
You're right. And that's our job. I honestly believe that's what God put us here for, is to be a blessing and to build us into what we were created to be. You know what I mean? We were made in God's image. Why not be kings? Why not be queens? And if someone's not, I feel like it's our job to pull that brother by the coattail or sister by the coattail and be like, look, you know, in love, you know?
Yeah, it's not on me to condemn you. Especially if I haven't tried to understand you, because I don't know, I haven't been with anybody every day of their day. So I don't know what hits you to make you a certain way. But I do understand that you have an effect, you have an influence on people, I have an influence on people. If our influences are butting heads, neither one of us are really getting through. And whoever has the most destructive message is probably going to win, because destruction comes with no responsibility. Have you ever seen them build a building? It takes 1,000 people. You got to get the foundation. You got to get this pillar. But when they destroy it, it's just one ball.
One fell swoop. It's gone.
One ball. One bomb. You know, so
a lot of people don't want to go through the work of the construction or building.
Exactly. But they haven't been taught that what it
the
builds.
Importance.
You know what I mean? The strength, the patience, the character. Stuff that you really need to succeed is in constructing. Destructive, man.
Speaking of influence, man, somebody just told me yesterday Rihanna was tweeting your words. So, like, it's a couple of celebrities that do that, which is, you know, and you had even said before that some people see that as an issue, but it's about spreading knowledge. I mean, but how do you feel about that? You know, people taking your words and putting it out there. I just want to hear from your mouth. You know what I mean?
When I first started, it was small, man. 22 people was the email contact list in 2008. And that grew to like 4,000 people.
That's not that long ago, bro.
I've only been a full-time entrepreneur for 2 years.
Awesome.
Full-time. I was in the Navy from 2008 to 2012.
Okay.
But when people quote me, it's an honor, man. And it doesn't matter who it is, whether they have a name or not.
It's spreading the knowledge.
Because to say something that sticks with people enough for them to want to pass on, and then for somebody who has millions of people following them, for them to want to pass it, for them to deem it necessary enough to pass on, That's an honor, man. So Rihanna, Drake, Gabrielle Union, all these people who show love consistently, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because they're helping me further the mission.
Exactly.
You know, they're helping me further the mission. So I'm thankful.
Speaking of the mission, man, I mean, just let the people know, because for those people that don't know, it's a lot of people that know what you do, what you've done, what you're doing. Just give me a little insight on, you know, your things you do in the community, what you're doing with your website, your books, just a little background credentials.
Well, the whole thing is built around me being somebody who can help people. And I'll explain that too. But well, in the essence, is if you need a word, I want to be able to provide a word. If you need a service, if I can't do it, I want to be able to connect you to somebody who can. You know, if something's going on and you just need somebody, I want to be that person. But because it is impossible to be that for everybody every time, the books come as a tool, the Instagram comes as a tool, the organization where try to help young men, and basically the goal of the organization, inspire, impact, influence. It's called the Thousand Kings Foundation. Okay. But what we want to do is, inspire young men to live extraordinary lives. You know, somewhere along the line, we stop believing our dreams are possible. Yeah. You know, and we get bogged into this think realistically, think realistically, think realistically. And in this area, thinking realistically is shipyard, Navy, Army. You know what I mean? You in a box. You don't have too many realistic options. And it's not until we get older to where we realize this is an option. Or it was an option and then it's too late. You know what I mean? So what I want to do is get them to seize opportunity. I always tell them, we're all one choice away from a completely different life. And I need them to remember that, because you got to make sure that this is going to benefit this and this, you know what I mean, that trickle down. That's what I try to do as far as the community goes, and anybody who's ever met me understands that I'm all about life. I'm all about life. I'm all about progress. I'm all about seeing you stronger. You know what I mean? I want to have that positive effect on you. And I want that to then spread to everybody you touch. You know, and because we represent each other too. Because when I walk into a store and the last few people you just seen came in stealing and they got the same complexion, they gonna feel like that maybe, I'm down like that too. So we're all the N-words still proven black, and we need to come together and show that we are way more than that. You know what I mean? My thing was, I saw that reading in my generation was becoming a lost art. And reading comprehension, even wanting to learn, was becoming a lost art. And I wanted to make knowledge cool. I wanted to make positivity cool. I wanted it. Not many authors will have the following that I have. You know what I mean? Or be able to do certain events, or be able to go with me. So that's a blessing. A part of it is because I'm young. But also, I think that the message is not exclusionary. I have we in there. I have our in there. I have us in there. I even talk in first person, because I need people to know that this is something that we're all going to continuously go through. And though I'm speaking this, I'm not perfect either. I have but we're all working. But I'm not perfect. You know? And if I put this out and you see me maybe falling to the wayside, maybe you can support me. Exactly. Instead of trying to shoot me down or saying, well, I seen, he talking all this mess, you know what I mean? And our folks will do that from time to time, but we're all human. Hate is the easiest emotion. You don't take it. You don't take no thought. You just decide, I hate. I hate. There's no logic behind it. You know what I mean? So and getting to this point, I've grown to have a lot of compassion for people who hate first. You can only imagine what they're carrying. True. You can only imagine what they're carrying. And you holding yourself back. Exactly, and more effect on them than me. Exactly. Because I'm still gonna be good. I'm still gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna still do what I try to do. You know what I mean? Whether it's helping people, whether it's surprising, because I do this thing where every couple months I'll surprise mothers. I just go on to Walmart and I'll wait and I just buy their groceries or whatever they're getting at that time. That's my form of Secret Santa. Gotcha. They don't know. They don't know. And it's crazy because I tried to share that video hoping that maybe that mindset would get contagious. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that mindset, even if it's just leaving your change behind for the next person. Like, well, no, if you were really doing it for the right reasons, you wouldn't show it. Or if you know what I mean? You get all these responses. And so if I was to go buy a brand new Benz and I showed it, you'd be like, you doing it. Exactly. But if I go buy groceries, then my heart is foul. You know what I mean?
But see, that's why we call this, that's why I call this in particular motivational living, because people have to see the positivity being done. People have to see someone, like the intro of the show, you know, I help an old lady across the street, tell a boy to pull his pants up, give a homeless person some food. Seeing these things, that's the same way as it works on regular TV when it motivates you to go and shoot up something or pop a molly. You've seen this person, they look cool as it's being done, and it motivates you to do it too, because I want to be cool, I want to get the same response they got. Same thing goes for positivity. So for those people that's, you know, want to talk down and see some type of interior motive with what we do positive, you know, there's other people that don't catch that, and hopefully when they see us keep rolling, even though they heard that from us, maybe that seed that's been planted will allow them to move forward and cause progress. Maybe.
Ultimately, what they're saying is, well, why you ain't do it for me?
You may be right. You may be right. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to get back because I wanted to share with the people more how to reach you and things like that, what you have going on. This is the VAdio Show. This is Motivational Living. We will see you after the commercial break. Don't touch that dial. A message from one of our proud sponsors.
We Care Transport for Kids offers parents a safe, community-trusted, and reliable children's transportation service. We Care transports kids to and from school and on to other after-school activities such as aftercare, tutoring lessons, sports, and other enrichment programs. We also have wheelchair vans for transporting children with special needs. So if you're in need of a reliable and affordable door-to-door service, give us a call. We Care is not just a name, it's what we do.
Out in the streets, about to do this interview with Malik. We so sweet.
Hi, I'm Malik Hawkins and I'm playing Travis Younger.
I'm Quincy Carr, playing Walter Lee Younger.
I'm Tashana Latrice, and I will be playing the newest character, Mrs. Johnson.
Well, my character is, I play the role of Benita.
My character is Lena Younger, and I play Mama. Mama is the matriarch for the family.
My character, his name is Carl Linder. He's a representative of the neighborhood association of the neighborhood the Youngers are trying to move into.
I'm here with Marlon Hargrave, co-owner of Keep the Change Productions, who's putting a play on March 14th at Willett Hall called A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry.
On the countdown. 5.
I'm sorry, bro. Why is it important to support this show? Not just because there's good actors in it, not just because it's a great show, not just because it's at Willett Hall. Why is it important to support the show?
Virginia doesn't get a lot of respect for its acting industry. I think this would be a great opportunity to come out and support the Virginia actors.
Well, first of all, we do need to sell the tickets. Okay?
That's true. That's
okay,
true.
Let's go and get them tickets.
We've
been on Broadway several times. Denzel just rapped with it, and the play is done year-round.
I think it's very important to support this play because we have a lot of actors and actresses in this cast who are really working hard to bring you all an awesome show. This show is not just for us, it's also for you.
Raisin in the Sun is one of the greatest plays of the 20th century. It's a very relevant play in this day and age with race relations in this country.
Mainly because we want to let folks know that there is talent right here in Hampton Roads. And it's better to support the local performing arts. Don't look at it as, oh, it's local folks. Look at it as these are some talented individuals that's going to put our city on the map.
Keep the money in the community. Come and support your own. There is a lot of talent here in the Virginia area, so don't sleep on the talent.
Please come out and see us because we're going to give you everything that you would see on Broadway. Or even a great show that comes through here. We have several people that come through, or several production companies that come through here. People that spend their money because they don't think that they can get the quality here. And we at Keep the Change Productions, we're saying that yes, you can. I'm trained from New York, from DC, but trained in New York, worked in LA as well, so my standards are very high as far as the quality that we're looking for.
Gotcha.
And I will only deal with trained actors, so that's the level that we're on.
Awesome.
I promise you, you come out to the show, I won't act like I don't know you when I make it and when we make it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll accept your friendship on Facebook, okay? Follow us on Twitter, all of that.
We gotta support our own. You wanna see big things, you don't have to buy a plane ticket and fly to Hollywood. You don't have to drive to Atlanta. We can build this right here, but it comes with you support. Support Keep the Change. Support this show on March 14th at Willard Hall. We're gonna see you there. Now, you know the VAdio show is all about uplifting the community. And what makes a better and stronger community than strong businesses and organizations? Now, last year we did the billboard campaign, which was awesome. We had 16 local businesses and organizations, and they were able to get major visibility on the highway. But we want to do something much better this year. Since everyone has a New Year's resolution, we want to make this year the best year of your life. We want to give a gift to the community and wrap this bus. Now, we have about 15 of these promos on the back of HRT buses around, and they do great. But there's nothing better than seeing a fully wrapped bus that you've never seen before. Not only a bus that you've never seen before, but a bus that's riding with 28 to 30 local businesses and organizations on the side, getting major visibility, major promo, and this is a billboard that moves. We really look forward to hearing from you. Only a few slots left. So get in contact with us through social networking or email. However you got to do it, get in contact, because this won't be lasting long. These spots will go fast. So come on and take this ride with us, and let's show this community exactly what we can do.